Hello everybody, I'm Bill from Archgard Industries. Today we're doing our very first virtual introduction of a new product. This product that you see behind me is our Pele 345 clean face fireplace. We're very excited about this fireplace, ready to take it to you guys because I think it's going to be hard to beat. 345 is actually our diagonal of the glass, 34.5 inches. Like a television, and Pele is the goddess of fire, volcanoes, and lightning of Hawaii, of the original Hawaiian people. So we thought it was very fitting to use Pele, and it follows the theme of some of our other fireplaces. We designed this as more of a mid-range to upper end range, clean face traditional fireplace. We've done a lot of different things with this fireplace, and hence why we wanted to do the virtual introduction to show off some of the new facets of this fireplace. For those that know our previous 72, it was really meant to take that famous flame we have for that one and bring it into a clean face. So here we go. To start with, you can see in the background we have the new ledge stone that we didn't have in the fireplaces before. So we brought that into this clean face. You can see we have a new weathered wood log set. That again is something new. We typically would have just one log set for a fireplace. This time we went with actually two sets. So we have our traditional set here that you can see on the side, and then we have our weathered wood, more designed to meet the needs of the consumer and their home decor. So that's two pieces. The screen that we have interlocks is fairly easy to remove. So up on each corner here we just have a little slide, pulls forward, comes out. Two pins on the bottom, here, line up, goes back in, and line up, pins back in. We started including, some people refer to them as Schluter tabs, but they're just basically trim for finishing off. When you bring your stone tile down to the fireplace, it gives you a nice clean edge. So we include those with the fireplace. We're the only manufacturer I know of that actually includes it with it. We did it in a four-sided, so we have actually four pieces here. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And you'll notice you have a top and bottom side. On the two sides, we have a knockout here. So what that's for is if you're going to clean face it right to the screen, we have it marked here. This is where you would cut it off, and your fourth piece, or the four-sided, would go here. But in that odd occasion where someone wants to tile to the bottom, leave this, we have the full trim going all the way down to the bottom, and again the Schluter trim to go with it. The sides and the top, the hole is all knocked out. On the bottom, you would actually end up taking a drill and drilling out the one hole, because we don't know yet if it's going to be here or it's going to be here. But simple enough. We still include the trim for you, so you don't have to worry about going to your tile company and custom fitting. We've already made it for you. Okay, so screen back up. Make one more thing. Another thing we added, we have several door and trim options, but this is a new one that we're doing because we felt like this being a more traditional fireplace, let's do some trims that are a little simpler, help with the modern room or the contemporary. The screen would come with this, so this would have a screen on. And there's your front. Bring your tile down to here, or your stone to here, this edge, and you have a nice, clean, simple look. Alright, so we'll just, for now, we'll leave this in here. The other thing you see is this top. Only use non-combustible material over the front face of the fireplace, except with the eye heat. That's important to know, alright? This is the first fireplace in the traditional size or mid-size range that we have an eye heat system for. What is eye heat? Eye heat stands for Intelligent Heat Exchange and Air Transfer System. So the reason it says except, when we put the eye heat, which I'll go through in a minute, on, we could actually run wood or combustible material right to the face, to the door opening. Okay? So that's what the eye heat does, because what happens is we take all the convection air and send it out the top through 4 ducts when we put the eye heat in. Currently, the way it's sitting now, all that heat's going to come here, it's going to roll out and heat this surface up. Once we take it away and it's coming out over the top, we no longer have heat here, therefore we can put combustible materials. So that's something new and different and exciting for us. Now, since I went there, let's go through the eye heat. So in order to put the eye heat in, we're going to have to take all of this off. So it's real simple. We have 4 screws. This piece comes off. Again, we have 5 screws. This piece comes off. We have 2 screws in each standoff. They come off. And on top, we have a plate. You can see the little knockouts. You take a little screwdriver and a hammer or chisel and hammer and just knock those out. This piece of steel comes out. Then you'll see a piece of insulation comes out. Then one more piece of steel comes out. Then one more, well, what was one more, but now is 2. Piece of insulation comes out. That's all thrown away. And one more piece of steel. So we remove all of that, and what we're going to do is put in this. Alright, that goes in. You'll screw it down to the base, and now we have 4 4-inch ducts that would go up to your terminations somewhere above this or to the room behind here, the room alongside. It's pure convection heat, so it has to go up a minimum distance, and it can go as high as 30 feet. So we have really 2 variations of that termination. One that's a long, thin. So this would be with the ductwork in between. This would sit up near the ceiling, okay, or whatever in between, as long as we hit our minimum height. That actually gets. Now this is just an overview, but this is the piece that would go in the framing. And then we would come back with the final trim after the paint and drywall and everything is in, would go. We also make it in a standard duct size that would be more rectangular or square, that we could send to a room behind, maybe upstairs to a room above, or 2 of them forward. Whatever works. We try to make that as versatile as we can. So now we have the eye heat system in, which takes all convection air and goes through the eye heat, and so the air coming into the room directly in front is purely radiant heat off the front glass. Then, okay, so we have the eye heat system in. Now, something different again. This is just simply a cover plate to hide all the controls down here. But what we did different than other people is we made life a lot easier for the installers. Alright, so we just pull up, pull forward, and now we've exposed all of our controls. So during install, we get our gas line in a lot easier. We can get our electrical line comes in easier. Mount all of this. Then we would put the cover back on. Okay? And then now it's just like any other fireplace out there. The other thing we did different is down here we put these on with wing nuts. So after install and that cover's back on and there's stone or a hearth or something here, we simply reach in from behind the cover. From behind the cover, remove the wing nuts. If we need to service a valve, change any electronics for that matter. And here our valve is. Alright, and we have the same concept with our control module and electronics. The only thing is the fan would have to come up through the firebox. But all the electronics, all your testing, your converting to LP can all be done from the front here. Simple access. Our door, spring lock door, is a little bit different in that we pull out, raise up, and so we have the notches here and the door here, and we have to pull that back, line up those notches, and locks in. And it does that on the top and the bottom. So again, to remove it, we have to feel for those slots there to get it in. So as you're trying to get it on and off, particularly the first time, understanding that those notches are there. So the door comes off. Okay, now internal to the firebox, like I said, we have the ledge stone. Appalachian ledge stone is what we copied this from, the Southern Appalachian Mountains. We can go to our standard Quebec City gray or Quebec City red brick panels. We can go to our reflective glass panels or eternal flame reflective glass panels inside, which just makes that firebox never ending. It reflects that flame forward much, much, much better than porcelain ever did, that a lot of our competitors use. And then we have our midnight black panel. This fireplace has to have a panel set. So when you order it, you're going to order the box, you're going to order a log set, and you're going to order a panel set. Those 3 SKUs are must-haves. The rest of them are options. The iHeat is an option, the different door fronts are an option. So you're going to pick and choose what you want to add on, but those 3 items are a must-have. On the side of the firebox, what you see here is we have our mounting tabs. So for 1/2-inch drywall, we would use the 3rd tab down. For a 3/8 drywall here, 5/8 here, 3/4 here. All that's doing is setting your gap here from your framing to put whatever you're looking to face the fireplace with, as far as drywall, maybe a tiny groove board, different type of plywoods, whatever it might be you're using to face up to the fireplace. You'll decide which tabs to use. This top tab that says for use with iHeat only, that's to do flush so that we could bring our finished material right down to this face. Okay? So that's what this top one is flushed out is for. Another thing that's a little bit different, these are our restrictors. So in the manual you're going to see several restrictor positions. There's 2 restrictors for every fireplace. As you can see, we have different size notches, and those notches will match up with the restrictor setting required per the book. They're going to go in behind the baffle here. So you'd pull the baffle down. There's just 3 screws that hold it in place. Pull the baffle down, and these are going to mount on the top of the firebox. And again, it's just picking which ones are right or which configuration. And it's laid out very well in the manual, but something different that we didn't do before. Air shutter adjustment is exactly like the 72. For those that are familiar with the 72, it's down below. It's a wing nut. You don't need to see it. You can just feel it. Swinging it to the left is going to have it closed, more yellow, and to the right is going to have it open, more blue. Propane will be more open. Natural gas will be more closed. Our vent size up top is going to be 4x7, so we can use flex. We can use a standard Archgard cap for horizontal. For vertical or horizontal, we can use ICC, Selkirk, Dervent, BDM pipe. So pretty much every major manufacturer has been tested and approved for this fireplace. Lights, they're fairly simple to go in. They are an option, not standard. It seems to be some areas of North America like the lights in it, some don't. Some people like to keep the cost down. If something can be added on later. So again, lights are option. It's just a matter of a cover coming off, putting a new light up and screwing it back in. The wires slip down in behind, come out the bottom, and just one quick plug-in into the control module. Very simple, very quick, very easy. One more thing I want to go through that's unique to Archgard is our dynamic start system. So to review that once, we use a different control board than most companies. What we've done is, part of the downfall of having the cold start is condensation in the glass, and the other part is getting a draft established. So what we did is we designed a control module that will actually light on low, so we have 50% less gas, 50% less fire, and significantly less condensation on the glass, and pretty much has eliminated all nuisance startup issues because of the fact that we're going in low. We do that for 2 minutes, and after 2 minutes, draft is established, and now it will go to whatever setting you have on your thermostat or remote control.